Hello everybody, this is Mad Marshman and welcome back to some Dwarf Fortress. And we're going to create a new world, and when that starts to generate, we'll talk about why we're not playing in our last world anymore. Right, we'll have a small world because better for FPS. Everything else will be left as standard apart from minerals we want everywhere. Go. Yes, our last world. The only reason we've done the last episode in the last world was to prove that we don't give up when times get tough, because Dwarf Fortress losing is fun, we've said that before. But the save file was corrupt. When we embarked and had nearly nothing on our list, it wasn't because our civilization didn't have it, although that can quite often be the case. It was because it was my fault. I'd been playing modded Dwarf Fortress, and then for these episodes I removed the mods, whereas I should have just deleted the executable and unzipped a fresh one. So yeah, I tried opening the save in previous versions, in new experimental versions. I tried creating new games, they were all corrupt. So we're now playing with a completely fresh version of Dwarf Fortress. I'll just hit enter and we'll accept this world. Yeah, so that's my fault, but there's no point in carrying on with it. As much as I'd like to do all sorts of evil things to the elf we caged, we'll start again. Everything we done was completely relevant and completely legit, so as a tutorial it still worked. It was just really awkward. Stockpiles the stockpile lists were incorrect and all sorts of things were incorrect. Now we have got a volcano, I can see. I've never done a volcano embark. We'll have a look. Trees, none. Yeah, great. I think I'll do quite a normal embark, because as I balked the last tutorial, we're going to start again. But I'm not going to do key press by key press type tutorial again, because there's no need. Like I said, everything we've done in the last 6 episodes is completely relevant. But I will discuss things that are complicated when we come to them. Right, so we're doing the find desired location, you might have noticed, up in the top right. I'm going to go through it again, you can see it, you can hit pause if you want. There's a lot of mountainous areas, and there's a lot of mithril. I think the purple is mithril, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure about anything, to be honest. Right, escape to start looking at the I always have trouble finding my yellow cursor. I wish they'd just stop the flashing once you've found what you want to find. Sand, some soil. We don't technically need soil. We can make our own soil, and that is something I'd probably like to show you. But I'd like to give you a reasonably easy start, because we had a difficult start last time with no plump helmets and very little of anything that's on our shopping list. No soil showing there because we're getting quite up into the mountainous ranges. We're showing little soil quite often. We may end up just having to go for little soil, but I did specify, I thought I specified deep soil on my findy thing, and we've got quite a lot of flashing crosses. Right, temperate, heavily forested, thick wilderness. There's a brook, but not exactly in our embark area. I don't really want a brook. Run and water, FPS loss. Let's just hit tab. Dwarves, goblin, humans. I wouldn't mind elves as well. As much as we hate elves, we like to interact with them, whether us torturing them or trading with them or whatever. Let's have a look over here and see what neighbours we've got. Oh, we've got a tower over here. The capital I's are towers. I had pointed out to me by someone's name who I don't have on me right now, which is a bit rude. Tower. Where is the capital I? I'm using a tile set as well, so that might not be the capital I. It might be this. No, because I'm right on top of it, and that's not showing as a tower. I think we might not even have any L's on this map. I've not opened the map up in Legends this time. I thought I can't be bothered to show you Legends again, because that's not something I play with very often. But you're welcome to. But that is a good way to see what races you have on your map and what neighbours you have. Dwarfs, goblins. There's very little going on over this side of the map in the way of civilizations. We want goblins because we want the war effort. No elves. It's very strange. Then again, elves are a bit more nomadic anyway, I think. So, right, let's just go back to the findy thing. See what we can find. We did have a site. I just wanted. Oh, we have deep soil, temperate, woodland. All sorts of good stuff. What neighbours we got? Goblins, humans, dwarves. Don't think we're going to get elf neighbours by the looks of it. What's the elevation like? We're up on some high ground, with more high ground to our right, to our left, and low ground to the right. Let's hit E for embark. So now, hopefully, when we hit Nebulatron, should not. Well, it's not saying we've got any problems at all. Hit P for problems. There is no problems. That's more like it. But you know that I'm going to modify it. So we'll go tab for items. We're going to get rid of that steel anvil because that's just, by hitting minus, that's an unnecessary expense. N for new. Anvils. Even if you want to play with lava straight away, iron is lava safe. So as far as I know, you have no benefit at all for having a steel anvil over a iron one. I can't see the point in getting any of them. I may get another pick. That's quite expensive, but that does speed things up a great deal if we want to go into hard mining. I don't know why I bothered really. If I was going into a really dangerous area, I would go for a third pick so we can go to ground really quickly. But yeah, there's no real need for it. I might take it off again as yet. Same with armour. We don't really need to go for armour at this early stage. I do quite to go for some gypsum plaster because if we need a quick hospital, things can go wrong. You can go into a supposedly quiet area and end up in a lot of trouble quite quickly, depending on how things go. Is any of these particularly cheap? We'll have a sheep wool rope on there. There is a cheaty thing you can do, I think. I've never done it myself, so I'm not into making it too easy, but I think if you go for lots of different types of meat at very cheap expense each, I think you get a different barrel free of charge, which with each type of meat you get. Which, like I said, is appears a bit cheaty to me. Yeah, there's nothing here I'd like it all, but we've only got a limited amount of funds. Yeah, like the meat, they're only 4 each. And I think you get a barrel with each one. So once you've emptied the meat out, you've got loads of barrels, which is quite a good start. Yeah, we sometimes go for pigs, which would involve getting rid of the extra pick. Because you can milk pigs and they don't need to be pastured, so you can actually take them straight underground. But I don't think I'm going to bother because we can trade for milk and cheese. Right, well, we got 77 points left, so we'll just play with what we've already got. So we'll hit the plus sign and make that 3 ropes. We'll make a bit more plaster. We'll leave the food as it is. Plump helmets, we'll just bang them up loads because they're your staple food and drink. Right, E for embark.
Oh, welcome to our new home. Let's make the best of it. Let's start digging.
Haha. You have arrived. After a journey from the mountainous into the forbidding wilderness beyond, your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all Tabul Thurset. That will be your homeland. There are almost no supplies left, but with stout labour comes substance, whether by bolt, plough or hook. Provide for your dwarves. You're expecting a supply caravan just before winter entombs you, but it is spring now. Enough time to deliver secure lodgings ere the beasts get hungry. A new chapter of dwarven history begins at this place. Ilralk Book Kabuk. Treaty lanced. Strike the earth. Excellent. Right. Hit enter. Let's strike the earth. Oh, right. He says ominously. Now, I was thinking, should I dig straight down or should I tunnel into the hill? But I think we're left with very little choice about where we're going. I can have a look at the lower levels, but I think... Oh, it's quite flat there, though. How much above that are we? Hang on. Zoom in again. That's sort of what I'd call the forest floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm tempted. I'm very tempted to drop down here. Open space. Murky pool, stagnant water. But it's a start. And what's this? Black sand wall. I'm very tempted to come straight down here. I think we're going to. We aren't going to faff around. We're going to drop down here. Maybe it's not a good idea going to the low ground. Might not be so defensible, but F1. There's nowhere up here to put pastures or anything. That's quite... We're on the high ground, that's for sure. And you can see all the minerals. There's loads of minerals up here. Which would make some easy mining. I don't think I've ever seen minerals that high up before. If we come down one level, I mean, what's this? Limonite, is it? Yeah, I thought it might be. That's iron, barren ore. Loomy sand. Sorry, I'm just I'm looking, as you do. The embark site can be quite important, or you can just make the best of what you got. I'm going to come in here because we're not all the way down and we're not all the way up. And it's nearly all silty loam, so that's going to give us somewhere to grow. I don't know, I'm still tempted to go low. I shouldn't really dither when I'm recording like this, I should just get on with it. Right, we've only got to move once, we're coming down here. Right, designate, dig. Let's zoom in so you can see what we're doing. Let's get in here a little bit and see what we've got. And I'm going to zoom out again just because I want to do some quick designating. Chop down trees. We might as well get the stuff that's furthest away. No, that's not such a good idea. We're not going to get the stuff that's furthest away from us to start with. I'm thinking of how I play real-time strategy. I grab the stuff that's furthest away from me, so when your opponents come, you've probably walled in the stuff that's nearest to you. But we're not playing them sort of games. I want to get things moving in this first episode. So as we want to gather the food plants, even though we've got food, we're going to chop some trees. We are going, not building upstairs, we're going to hit I. We're going to designate a water source fishing spot. We'll have one of these. They're a bit murky, but they will do. So it's W and F. That'll give us a start in life. What else do I want? Oh, I want want to pasture me animals. So I haven't really got many animals. That'll only be the 2 beasts of burden that pulled the cart, because the dogs and the cats and the chickens, or the turkeys will be pastured here immediately, but if you watched the last series you'll know that they'll be coming indoors with us. So the dogs and the cats don't need to come in here. The turkeys can for now. We got a water buffalo bull and a water buffalo bull bugger. Could have done with a cow and a bull, but I don't know what the random number generator does for you, but you very rarely seem to get a bull and a cow. Very rarely. Right, I don't want to do that. I want P for stockpiles. We'll put our... I'm going to remove that purely because the quickest way of doing it is to go P and W rather than doing a custom stockpile. We'll have a wood one because that's what we want it as. And then we'll have a refuse stockpile out here. And I want to put the dogs right in front of the entrance, despite the fact we don't actually have any of our goods down here yet. So if we get a thief, that will be up the top, but that is why I was humming and hawing, because we're actually sort of taking a bit of a chance by moving down here. Right, so that's all the standard designations that I normally do at the start of a game, wrong or right. We are going to do a similar trap system to last time with the bridge that I repeatedly messed up. So hopefully when I commentate on that this time I can make a bit of a better job of it. Yeah, we're not going to make the last time I had the corridors like 20 blocks long, and that was far too much aggressive trapping. So like I said, traps are quite OP in this, which, you know, we don't want to get murdered immediately, so why not have a half decent defense system? But we're not going to go completely mental with it. We'll just have a little look. We caught our elf last time anyway. Our elf that was a were-panther. I want to do all sorts of things to him. Probably going to start off by displaying him in our dining hall, and then I don't know what we're going to do with him, because I've not done much with trapped creatures, so I was quite looking forward to that, but I made the tactical decision to not use that save anymore, because it could have all gone, the save could have died for no other reason other than it was corrupt, and then that would have all been a waste of time. So we'll dig this when we get a bit further along in the game. Right, so they'll have to come down there. We want to... I think I might widen this a little bit here. For no other reason than I feel like it. How much map have we got that way? Quite a lot. Right, so we're going to channel down here, which will drop us down a level, and then we're going to dig. I don't know whether we're going to be in earth now or what we're going to be in. I'll tell you what, let's go back to our group of people, which we really want to set a hotkey for here. So we'll go straight into Shift and H. And we'll make that F. We're going to make it F2 for now, because we're going to still keep F1. Right, let's unpause the game, and hopefully we should see some dwarfs. They should start to head down to us. I'd like to see this stay as sandy loam. Must turn into rock quite quickly. Right, we might go up levels for farms then. Right, we did last time, I believe. Last time we went up levels for farms, so I'm going to use I didn't pre-plan this at all, but I'm going to designate I. This might work out. This widen bit might work out perfectly for that. So we'll go up downstairs there, which will allow us to go up. Right, I'd rather have more soil than what we're showing so far. That was the problem with going down the lower levels, but then again, when we went up the levels, that's where all the hematite and tetrahedrite and all that business was. I would like to get these in the ground and create a stockpile. But that's another reason to dig in soil and sandy loam and clay and things. If you can you can dig a fort quicker, get a stockpile dug, get stuff indoors quicker. Right, so this is more or less definitely going to be rock when we get down here. But nonetheless, I'm going to designate a D. It'll help if I hit D first. Fingers aren't working correctly. Alright. Excuse me, just concentrating. What is that designated for? DX. Right, I want this one here in particular, please. Right. I'm glad I caught that in time. It wouldn't have mattered particularly, but I got all sorts designated that I didn't want designated. Right, I'm gonna. Shall I do another one? Yeah, this is. I did bring a third pick. Did I not bring a third pick? I think I did, didn't I? It's time to get the therapist fired up. Connect. Right. Labour's full. Mining. So our farmer could technically be a miner as well. Bower, brewer, cooker. What are you? You are the the farmer's going to be the third miner. That'll do. Right, so he can go and pick up a pick, because until we get a farm dug out, there's not a great deal for him to do. See, no one's doing very much at all, really. Let's get some nobles sorted out while we're here. Bookkeeper, adequate record keeper, that's you. I know who most of them will be, because I use the same setup a lot of the time. You are the broker, because you're an appraiser, that's the most important job for the broker. Skilled diagnostician, manager, adequate organiser. So the manager and the bookkeeper will want a meagre office, which we know is basically a chair. I don't think they even need a table. Right, yes, I'd rather not be digging in stone. I'd prefer to carve my initial fort out in dirt, just to get a quick fort, because basically as soon as we find magma or something more interesting, our whole fort will move downstairs. We didn't get that far in the last fort, but this sort of topside fort is more or less just initial setup. I'm carving that corridor further than I need to, really. My dwarfs are working incredibly slowly. I thought they'd be more higher skilled than that initially, but clearly they're not. Well, people are gathering the wood we cut. We've already filled that stockpile up. I don't think I actually got anyone set up on fishing. And I could have built some workshops outside, but again, I haven't. Right, this is really slow. Right, we've got some idlers, so let's build workshop. Oh. And we'll start off with a carpenter. You can go there. Yeah, we have them blocks and they're naught tiles away distance. That block is in the way. We normally have a 1 block gap in between the workshops, so we'll leave that. Okay, we'll let them go. We'll let them go again. Dig! Get that dug out for me immediately. And where's my 3rd miner? Because I'm sure I brought 3 picks with me. Alright, at least the carpentry workshop's getting built. Is it built or is it nearly built? Built. Aye. Right, first things first, we want a couple of buckets so they can drink. In fact, I'm going to cancel that and we're going to put... No, we're not. We're not going to start workflows yet because workflows does add quite a lot of work to them. So they just continuously work. Workflows are fantastic, but initially, I think we're just going to do it like this and just get a few bits and pieces that we need. We will put workflows in for barrels as soon as we start moving stuff into stockpiles. We want it to go in barrels and bins because that's much more efficient than any other method. Unless of course you want something like fat that doesn't want to be stored in a bin, but we'll worry about that later. Bins at N, I believe, yes. Shift and R. 9 to 10. Right. Yeah, we'll build a wheelbarrow for now to help them if there's any fruit collecting to be done, if I don't chop all the trees down. Not with fruit collecting, with moving stuff. Step ladders for fruit collecting. And the idiots will get stuck up a tree. Build workshop, mason. You can go there. Build you out of that. We want a craft dwarf's workshop. You can go there. Build you out of Nice, or Nice, how do you pronounce it? I don't think anybody really knows. Dwarf Fortress is the game of mispronunciations. It really is. There's so many complicated words to be spoken if you're commentating on it. Anyway. Right, we have... Oh, it's construction nearly done. Is it done? Done. Mason. Right, I will have... C. I'll have a throne. And I'll have another throne. And I'll have a table. And another table. And... we don't need much else after that, really. Put a couple of doors in. Like I said, you've probably seen me do this before, and I'm normally all about the workflows, but at the moment I'm not doing it like that, which could be wrong, because it means I've got to go and set them all up again. And we won't bother with coffins or things yet. Hatch covers, grates, no. I'm just surprised how slow my miners are. I thought they'd have been a little bit higher skilled initially. Oh, that farmer is mine, and he just strange picture because he looks like he's got a hoe in his hand or something, which he clearly has. Craft Dwarf's workshop. You are going to build wooden bolts. Whoops, a daisy. We're all over the show now. Got to get into the rhythm again of keyboard shortcuts. W. Bolts, and that will be on a workflow. I'm hitting all sorts of keys. Alt and W, Shift and A, done. And then you got to go backwards for bone. Oh, it is the top of the list. Bone bolts. We'll put them on repeat. He'll complain like hell to start with because there'll be no bones because I'm not intending on butchering anything for a little while. Rock. which is strangely enough G. We're going to make some nest boxes. I keep pushing the arrow keys, which is taking me out of the workshop instead of using plus and minus to select. Right, rock G, I want nest box. We will put them on a workflow because we want them to continuously churn out until we've got about 12 or 14. We'll have that on 2 to 4. And we are going to get some crafts sorted out. So we're going to go for Alter and G. We're going to go for the rock mugs. Repeat. Put them on a workflow constraint. Any rock. And you think you're going to get away with 5 to 10. That's going to be 50 to 100 to start with, and that'll go up. That will go up. Speaking of going up, we need to go up. Alright, where is our up-down staircase? Here. Top left I'll go for, get into my correct habit of how I normally do things. Right, D, I, bosh, bosh. Where's the bank? See, this is all rock. That's black sand, but that's bauxite. Yeah. Hematite, there's all sorts in here. I was expecting to see more soil, to be honest. Oh well, we'll do some digging. It's never straightforward with these, is it? Mad Marshman, your thoughts do my head in. Right, we're not paused. So they are still working away. We have 2 idlers. Who's not working? Hunter and the farmer. Well, we've got crossbow, we've got bolts. Because I bought some with me. Maybe there's nothing to hunt. Hunt. Yeah, he's hunting. Well, he's not hunting, but he's set to hunt. He needs to get on with it. He'll be hauling in a minute. Right, you going upstairs? Not yet. Needs empty bucket. Yeah, well, my carpenter's making them. So don't panic. Right, build table. Table placement. We will put them... We can do the old cheeky job again. We're going to put a table there. Well, they built one table. Have they built a chair yet? They have built a chair. Have a chair there. They built 2 chairs. Another chair there. Another table. We ain't got one, so we'll go for planning mode. We'll stick that there. I believe I asked for 3 beds. Oh, I am gonna build a dormitory. I'm not gonna torture them like we did last time. Or have I? No, I'm not. Well, I want to see what's in that next level first, because if that's stone, they might get a dormitory up there. Let's just let this run a second. That's stone, isn't it? I want to make a farm. Okay, D, designate. We'll head towards this then, because that's definitely sandy loam over there. Like I said, there is ways of doing it. For sure. You can dig a room and you can flood it with water. There's various ways of doing it. You can either get them just to pour buckets of water in the top of a hole into the room, as simple as that, or you can use like the way we built that water pit for our well in the last fort. You can do that and just run water into it, and then when the water evaporates, you get mud left on the floor. Right, this is not looking very promising. The dirt, not at all. Well, I was really thinking with that being a sandy floor, we were going to find more dirt than that. Well, there's some, but it's not great. Okay. D, I'm going to designate a bit more. I don't like going that close to the edge of the walls for sort of security reasons. Oh, we got the extra go on escape. We both left buckets behind with them. How are we getting on downstairs? Right. Excellent. Because we really need to make this a custom stockpile. Start getting all our stuff indoors before it gets stolen or goes off. Right, escape and Q is the quickest way I find of sorting that out. So shift and R will give us maximum barrels, and shift and B will give us maximum bins, and we'll hit 2 for the wheelbarrows for now. Right, and we want E for enable all the animals, enable all the food and the furniture. We don't want corpses. Do a corpse pile outside, really, think about that. Refuse, we do want skulls, bones, shells, teeth, horns, hair and blah, because we can do that. Ammo, coins, bars, gems, finished goods, leather, cloth. We will bring the wood indoors eventually, because that's always a security hazard, running outside for wood. Right, they can get on with that. While we're querying, make a throne room or a study. That can be the size. Assign the chair. Manager can have that one. Then we'll come down to this one. Assign the chair. Bookkeeper can have that one. Let's assign this table, make that a dining room. Meeting hall. A bit cheeky, I know, we done it last time. I never normally do it like this, I normally dig rooms, but at the moment we're just struggling to get a bloody farm going. Oh, right. Space, unpause. Upstairs. Right, that's a bit better. Like I said, that's a bit close to the surface more than I like. Right, pause that. Build P for farm plot. We'll go U, we'll get it one taller. Yep. Because this is going to be, that'll be plump helmets year in, year out, that one. Or all through the season, should I say. And this one will probably alternate between our other crops. Right, the farmer will come and do that. Right, while we're quite close to that, we'll designate another little dig. And whoops, we don't want door, we want dig. 2, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out there will do. And we might even actually have a corridor here, because this is just going to be the stink room. In fact, we can burst through here and here, and that'll take us into the outside world. Open space there, I believe. Build, construct, wall. Is this an open space? It must be, because it says hidden. It's confusing me. Right, we'll leave that for now, that'll be fine. We'll let them do that. So we've got no idlers, 1, 2 idlers, no idlers. Make stuff, yep. Store stuff. Let's dig some more rooms. We've got 3 miners, so let's make use of them how we wanted to initially. Is that 7 by 7? I sort of guessed it, I didn't count, I just stabbed buttons repeatedly. That is now. I don't know why I insist on going symmetrical, but I think that's the thing Definitely not the only one. Disease caught by many gamers. 7 by... that's 6, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I ain't got my reading glasses on. We'll open that up. We'll open this up. That'll be for our trade depot, and the finished goods stockpile that will be opposite our trade depot. I don't want tea yet, I want build workshop tea, and that'll be the mechanic. So we need some rock components for our drawbridge. We'll want a kitchen so we can start cooking, and we most definitely will want a still. Right, that should keep everybody probably far too busy for now. Pardon me. Minor attack of indigestion. What's going on? Well, this farm plot is finished. Right, so A, we will have sweet pods. B, we'll have cave wheat. C, we'll have pigtails. And D, we'll have plump helmets. Pigtails are for cloth. Cave wheat we can brew. Plump helmets we can brew and eat. Plump helmets are your main thing. They're like a mushroom, and you can brew them and you can eat them, and you can do all sorts with them. Right, which is why this farm is just going to be hit shift and enter and has plump helmets all year round. Here, right, let's cave. Well, look, what is that there? That's the hole. Blackness, that's what it is. Well, we'll mine it. That's the easiest way of sorting that out. No, we won't mine. We don't want to mine it. We don't want to mine that. DX, I'll cancel that. What I do want, I want to build a fortification in there. It might not let me as it hasn't been... yeah, placement blocked. When we've dug that out, that might let me do it. Alright, go. Go. Yeah, the fortification will let the stink out. The miasma from the rotten corpses from the butchery. That's the plan anyway. And also we want to build a couple of doors. That's my plan. And they'll contain the stink. So we'll have one there and one there. I normally vent the stink out the top. I dig a little hole and then put a grate above, but we've got so many multiple layers here that can get confusing and be a security risk. So we also need, right, that's all happening at once now, as it often does in Dwarf Fortress. So we're going to build, construct, fortification. Fortification is basically, I think, it's like an arrow slot. So that'll be like a piece of rock with an arrow slit in it, and that's where all the smell will vent out from the butchery. So we're now going to build workshop, reverse a bit more, build workshop, butchers. They got to drag the animals a bit of a distance to get them in here, but unlucky. We won't be butchering that often. And then tanners, to tan the hides, they might be a bit stinky, so we'll have them there. We now want a stockpile food. We'll just chuck that right here in the hallway. So I'm not planning on doing much else here just yet. So we need to query that and change it, because we want to block all apart from seeds. We could sort out all the seeds, but permit P, but we're not going to bother. But we should have prickleberries in here. Woo, prickleberries! Yeah, that was messed up, that last executable, so that's my fault, because I've been using it as modded, playing on my own, and then just removed the mods, and that obviously removed a lot of stuff that we actually needed, so sorry, my fault. Right, so we're now growing food. We're building a butcher and a tanner. We are doing stuff. We probably need to remove them ramps. D, Z, remove ramps. We need to remove lots of ramps for security, but I'm just talking about the ones that are right in the doorway. We're not going to get any traders, caravans come yet, but that will probably stop them from getting in, to be fair. I mean, we really want to remove all these ramps, but I don't want to go crazy yet. That'll do for a little while. The miners are quite quick at ramp removal, but that stops things from dropping straight down and coming in the front door. Don't get me wrong, they can drop down up here and come in the front door, but at least they got to come a little way. But you don't tend to get attacked until your fort is actually worth something, and our fort isn't worth anything yet. I need to sort these hotkeys out better because this is crap. I mean, I've got hematite and lemonite and everything. I could have a metal industry quite quickly, but we don't need to go mental just yet. Right, how's this going? So what have I got? Right, I need to sort stuff out. Shift and H. F1. This is going to become F1. Zoom here. Hopefully that took. So, right, and then we go down a level. Get that centered. F2. Zoom here. Oh, we know where we should have started, don't you? We should have started at the top. Right, F1, zoom here, down a level. F2, zoom here, down a level. F3, zoom here. Right, that is our levels for now. Right, F1, do I get out of it? F1, F2, F3, F1. Right. Sorry, I was thinking I shouldn't really go quiet. I knew I'm meant to be a YouTuber, I should be commentating. Right, Q, so I come down here and drop a level. That is absolutely amazing. So, I need to dig. I don't normally dig downstairs. I'm normally all over the up downstairs. I am, but I have to dig a downstairs, aren't I? J. Because I didn't leave them. So that will take us down. And then if I drop... If I actually drop down, I'm not used to using them downstairs. I normally do up downstairs everywhere, which is a little bit lazy, but works fantastically. We'll do them. I could have just done them ones, to be honest. And that will bring us in here. This is a completely different design to what I'm used to using. I was going to try and use all ramps, because from what I've read on the wiki, ramps saves frames per second, and I'm suffering from frames, but just trying to help everybody out, really. You know, what's wrong with having an efficient fort? Sounds like a good plan to me. Let's just bring that in there, and we'll make that a dormitory, however you pronounce it, dormitory. Somewhere for dwarves to sleep, and we'll make this a slightly better dining room, I think. Because our other stuff is taking the Michael a little... Well, we haven't even made anywhere for him to sleep yet. Right, stop, keep hitting escape too many times. Right, I should have really let him finish that trade depot. I know what I'm going to do, because we didn't set up a lot of work orders, did we? We mainly just went bash, build stuff. So they're building bins and barrels, so I think we should really set up work orders for beds, because as dwarfs join the workflow tracks repeating jobs. Press Y. I'm sorry I didn't repeat it. Sorry for not pushing repeat. Yeah, shift and R. we'll have 2 to 4. That's our favourite number. And we'll do the same with buckets. We'll get them on repeat on a workflow. Because the more dwarfs we want, the more buckets I want for drinking out of, until we get some mugs. Oh, and yes, of course, our most important thing of all, our money balls. Money balls. Make spiked wooden balls. These are, if you didn't watch our last fort, these are such an immense trade item. We'll go for 50 to 100 to start with, especially when we get a master carpenter, and we can just, because you can do, if I go back, if we go to P, Shift and P for work shift profile, we can set, you look at the bottom of the screen, right hand side, we can set the skill level required of the craftsman, the carpenter. So once we get a high enough carpenter, we can set it to his skill level, and only he'll be allowed to work in there, and we'll just be turning out masterpiece spiked balls continuously. We can't brew any drinks yet, that's quite strange. Right, so the mason's not doing anything, so we really might as well set up workflows for everything. Yes. We'll set up some workflows for tables and chairs and doors. Right, so I have talked you through this before, but I'll talk you through one. So door. So a door is D. We do Shift and W for workflow. We didn't put it on repeat. We should have pushed R for repeat. Right, we'll do the next one properly, shall we? Don't matter, we got there in the end, but only being prompted by Dwarf Fortress. So we'll do thrones, which is C. So we'll put it on repeat. We push R. Then we'll put Shift, Alt and W for workflow, and Shift and A to set the amount as chair of any rock, and Shift and R to set the constraints. So we'll have 2 to 4. So they're going to build us 4. Once we start using them, once it goes down to 2, they'll start building them again until they go back up to 4. We can change that anytime we want. So as table doors and thrones, we could do with some coffers. We might as well give them something to do. Yes, I'm getting lazy with not pushing repeat, but there you go, it gets you there in the end. 2 to 4. Right. We're also going to try and build temples, libraries and taverns and things in this playthrough. I've built taverns before, and taverns are like the worst thing ever. Because I've had like 80 dwarfs in a fortress, and at any one time 50 of them are just getting drunk. You don't get anything done. We need to go to our kitchen. Seeds, right. They're all red for cooked, so they're not being cooked. We don't want any of these seeds being cooked, and they're currently set to not be cooked. But they're currently using all our booze for cooking, so I'm going to switch that all off. I don't want any of my booze used for cooking. Booze is for drinking. You can cook all that stuff. Seeds says we have no appropriate ingredients. Well, that's probably because they're not in a stockpile yet. Which reminds me, Q, we need to change this stockpile, and we need to forbid seeds, because we've now got a special seed stockpile. So we don't want the seeds here, we want the seeds where the farm is. So that's that done. And I do remember now that we actually wanted to go outside, which is now F that. That sounded like I was swearing. I wasn't F that, but P, corpse. We need a corpse stockpile. I mean, not yet we don't as such, because we haven't created any corpses, but they will be created and they will stink the place up. Right, what we can do, we got no idlers. I was going to create a fisher dwarf, someone to go fishing, because obviously I did designate a fishing spot. Dig, drink, rock table, pen pasture, turkey, hen. That is what we've got to do. F1, that's a farm area. F2. So it's going to make sense for us to pasture our turkeys pretty close to the butcher. Right, so we need to designate some more digging. We can have a turkey place. How big should I do it? Like that? Not the normal shape, but hey, why be normal? Normal is just a misconception of how other people look at you, not how you are. Right. So we're not really doing, well, I was going to say we're not doing much digging, but everybody is busy. And that is all you can ask for to start with, really. I always make the mistake of giving them too much to do, he says, to keep designating. Yep. Alright, so we're going to have a trade depot there. So how do they get down here? They get down here with a down ramp. You need a 3 wide hallway for access to a depot. Traps will block a depot entrance. You mustn't trap it. That's why we put the zigzag in and not trap the main hall. And depots can't access via stairs. You need ramps. That's why we ramp down this first level. Right, we're going to create another stockpile. It's going to be a custom stockpile. And that's going to be this side of the hallway. There was no need at all to make it the same size as the depot. It's only for symmetry. We're going to do escape and Q because that's our normal way. Shift and R for maximum barrels. Shift and V for maximum bins. We'll hit W and 1 and let them use a wheelbarrow. Change settings here. I want finished goods. E enable. Can we limit this just to goblets and mugs? Well, it's not going to be metal, so if we forbid metal and forbid gems, goblets, I don't know if that include mugs, but we'll leave it because we're only allowing stone and clay, so that's going to limit it pretty much to what we want anyway. And then we're going to enable trap components. Well, we'll do the same thing here. We'll decide. Oh, forbid. We'll forbid metal. We'll forbid stone. We'll forbid weapons. So that'll just leave us basically. Well, I can forbid all them if I like, but there's no point because that'll only be wooden spike balls go there now anyway. Unless we end up buying stuff, but that don't matter. If I go in there, we'll just sell it again. So that should be our store for our finished goods. Anyway, everything else is in here anyway, so it's not far away from the trade depot. And you get plenty of time to move stuff. We're just trying to be a little bit efficient, that's all. So we're getting a basic fort going up now. We're growing food. We've got a butchery and a tannery, but that's not actually doing anything at the moment. That's not a problem. Right, I'll tell you what we are going to do, purely just because I messed it up so many times last time. We're going to build a gate, or a bridge as it was. Right, and we need to build the bridge so it opens up and it sits vertically here, so they have to go through there when we dig that out. Right, so we use U. We could do the bridge like that, one high. It would fill the hallway, but I like to have it at least 2 high so you can see what you're dealing with. Now, if we place that there, that will open up so it looks like that and blocks that gap. But this is where I kept forgetting. I know, but this is commentator's curse. When you're commentating on a YouTube video, you forget to play the game. We need to push. We got W, A, S, D, and X as our directions. We want D. There's a picture of an arrow at the top right of the screen. Now, if you see it raises from left to right upwards. That's what I kept forgetting to do. And then you hit enter. Then you choose your materials. Right, they will now build that bridge correctly. I'm glad about that, because I show you how to do it so many times with various bridges in the last fort, and I kept forgetting to set the direction, especially the first one, so I gave a huge rant about how to set direction and then did it incorrectly. Why is my stock... Aha! Idiot! Here's something else done incorrectly. Stock bookkeeper has settings S. We need to tell him what level of precision we want. I go straight for the highest. Takes him a little bit longer, but I want to know what I've got. Right. So now the bookkeeper will do something. They're sleeping at the desk. The bookkeeper and the manager are sleeping at the desk. We really need... So this is why when I went to kitchen... Right, so seeds. Fine. Yeah. The numbers will get more accurate. There's less question marks now. We've got 118 seeds, 66 drinks, and quite a lot of meat and fish. So that's for 7 dwarfs. That's fine. Right, we've got quite a decent little basic setup now. We just need to get this bit dug out for the turkeys, but we've got no idlers. A couple of them are sleeping, and we ain't got no beds. Like, they're not going to be happy about that. Like, if we go units, and we go view unit, and we go enter for thoughts and preferences. He's annoyed after sleeping on a rough cave floor. He's annoyed at the lack of dining tables. He feels euphoric due to inebriation, so they're drinking the alcohol. He felt satisfied at work, satisfied upon improving, euphoric due to inebriation, satisfied after receiving water, annoyed after having to drink without a goblet, cup or mug. We must be making some mugs. Our craft dwarf must be making some mugs. We can soon find out. We can go jobs, construct, rock, table, coffer, throne, construct rock mug, inactive, craft dwarf's workshop. Right, Q. Craft dwarf's one with the pot, always remember it. Rock mug. Have we got a craft dwarf? We must have a stone crafter, yeah, but what else is he doing? Masonry. So he's the mason as well, so he's quite busy. The hunter's not hunting because there's no animals on the map, so we'll make him a stone crafter as well. And a mason. And we're going to make him a... No, we're not going to make him everything. We're not going to cripple him. No, that's nice, that'll do. We'll commit the changes. We'll go back. When we get more dwarfs, we'll set up 2 craft dwarfs workshops and 2 carpenters workshops, and we will have a dwarf each totally just churning out mugs. You can nearly live from trading with rock mugs, and you can definitely live trading with wooden spiked balls. But when you trade with the elves, they wouldn't accept anything made out of wood, so the rock mugs come in handy for them. You can trade anything you like, but you know, you just pick one thing and run your economy on it. If we got the egg industry going enough, we could just trade eggs, turkey eggs. If I dig a bloody hole. But you said, oh, it said no idlers, so. Oh, we've not actually. My kitchen's built, and I hadn't told the kitchen to do anything. We'll prepare easy meals to start with. Put them on repeat. Have a workflow. Biscuit of any meal. Biscuits. That's great, isn't it? 10 to 20. And we'll also do. We'll do some fine meals, which is a stew. We haven't actually slaughtered anything, but our hunter might get something, and when we get going with the animals, there will be some. We'll leave that for 5 to 10, considering we haven't actually got anything to do it with yet. We're not even going to go for a lavish meal. I think they're roast dinners. Rust dinners! You can't beat a rust dinner. Right. So the butcher's on auto butcher anyway. That's part of DF hack, so he will butcher things as soon as corpses appear. Stopping production wooden bucket. That's only because we've got enough. We've got plenty of wood, that's a sure thing, and I'm not going to assign any more wood chopping while we have no idlers. Yeah, dwarves like their own bedrooms, but an easy way to start is with a dormitory. And then they will, if they have a dormitory, they will just go in there, sleep in a bed, and when they're finished sleeping in it, another dwarf can sleep in it. When they got a bedroom, they'll go and sleep in a bed, and once that bed has been slept in by a dwarf, he will then claim that bedroom. And they're happier with that. And it's all about keeping your dwarves happy, because if they're happy, they work better. You can get them that miserable, they won't do anything, and then your fort actually just spirals into a death of boredom, which is the worst kind of fort death. I don't mind silly deaths, funny deaths. You know, you flood your fort with water or lava, or we had the werebeast attacks in the last fort, and then that's where that recording died, and that gutted me, because I was laughing, werebeasts were changing, and they were attacking everyone, and I was putting them in the atom smasher and smashing them, and thinking I'd saved the fort, and then there'd be a werebeast I'd missed, and then they'd turn, and I'd be trying to get them in the atom smasher, and that was a bad recording to lose, really. That was a bad recording to lose, because it was so much fun. This isn't like Minecraft, where you're going to have you could have a persistent world for ages, but it's not what it's about normally. You try and survive for a little while, but the death of your fort is all part of the fun as well. And it's always fun to start a new one. Right, we've got them beds in place already, so we just queue for query, hover over a bed, R for make bedroom, hit the plus sign to size up the whole room, hit enter, D for dormitory, yes, and happy days. So they're now going to go in there when they want to sleep, which is great, and that'll make them considerably happier than sleeping on the floor. Also, we've got a mechanics workshop, we need that for building rock mechanisms. T, repeat, we'll let them do 10 because we need them for the traps as well, and then we can hook a lever up to our front door. Excellent. I've got no idea how long I've been recording for. I don't really care. I don't matter living out of it. I'm only doing it for fun. I mean, I've done it for years with Minecraft, and now it's become a habit. It's like you get this strange habit where you seems like, why do I want to play a video game if no one's watching me? It's a bit weird. It's not showing off. It's not that at all. So I don't even think I'm very good. It's I don't know, it just seems strange playing without spectators, and I really like this game, and I like independent programmers, and if I can push this game forward and alert more people about its presence, and that it isn't as hard as some people would have you believe, that's all good for me. Right, build table, let's stop running on. Let's get in planning mode, because that makes life a lot easier. How are we going to place these tables? We can either have them, we don't want them back to back. Let's have them down the middle of the room, round the outside of the room, I think. I thought I put planning mode on. Table, shift and P. Did I already have, I probably already had planning mode on when I done the officers. Yeah, let's do them down the outside. That'll do for now. I'll do one row. I don't want to give my dwarves too much to do, so we'll put planning mode on for the chairs. I'll do it symmetrically, so I'll do the other side the same. You can only have one chair at a table, by the way. I might as well mention that. And we'll go for capital T, which is traps and levers. We'll have L, we'll have needs mechanisms, right? I want to build a lever. I always build a lever in the dining room, because if you make it a meeting room, there's a good chance there's going to be somebody in there when you want the lever pulled. Right, so are we waiting on anything? We've issued orders to all our workshops. I don't feel that I need another workshop yet. A boa? There's no harm in asking for another 3 or 4 crossbows. We might do something with them. Yeah, we'll have a boa's workshop. Anything else? We'll have a jeweler and get him to, we'll put auto cut on the gems, because someone might have a fey mood and that'll save them going mental if they got some gems to play with. We aren't going to mess around with soap and that just yet, but we will need to consider the fact that we're running out of space. So I'm going to designate, if we go down a level, perfect. See, we could nearly mirror this level above, which I'm not actually that interested in mirroring it. But we'll definitely use our up-down stair facility to bring us down here. And then dig to do that. That's maybe... Don't know if I like that yet. No, I don't want to make them too busy to start with. This is the sort of thing you can really... Am I on remove designation? I am. This is the sort of thing you can get your teeth into after you had a migrant wave come in and you got about 20 dwarfs. I just want to set up another stockpile area and another workshop area for our next influx of stockpiles and workshops. I could have done that as straight across the hall, really. Like that, I mean, I could have gone like that and then like that. And that would have done. Right, and I'm going to cut this off until we need it. Don't dig the unnecessary. Right, they're coming in here already. What we got going on then? Dig, sleep, wooden bin, rock throne, build an easy meal, drink. Right, okay, I'm happy with that. Gotta be happy with that, Chris. Right, so shift and H. We'll have F4. Probably unnecessary to keep hotkeying every level, but I like it. What did I say I was gonna... I built... Oh, right, yeah. Build door. We got our turkey area. We're not giving them too much to do because there's been a nice stock of doors and beds and tables and everything we've needed so far, which is always a good indication that we've got 0 idlers, but we've got everything we need at when we need it. So that's just the right sort of balance. Right, so this is going to be a pen and pasture, and we're going to move our turkeys in here. So as I said before, you might not watch the last series. Even though these are already pastured, if you repasture them, that'll just take them out of the other one and bring them here. That'll ignore the other pasture. Right, so that's done. So now we can build. We need to get out here a bit more. Build, shift and N, nest box placement. How many we got? We've got 2. So we'll put them both down. And then the turkeys will lay eggs. And eggs is good food. There's some bones there. I expect they belong to a rodent because our cat is running around. Look, there's our cat. Okay. Yeah, rat remains. And there is our rodent. Our cat, rather. He will keep cats, just let them run free. Oh, there's some stairs there. Up, down stairway. So that's a bit dodgy. That is coming from... Why? Why have I got an up-down stairway there? That's not linked up to anything I've built, so that must have been a random stab of a key somehow. Right, X. That's not the only one either. There's some more designated by the looks of it. Well, I don't know what that is doing. I'm not particularly happy about it. Right, there's no more designated, thankfully. I don't know what happened there. Right, build, construct. Build, construct, floor. I'm hoping I can floor it. Floor. Logs. What's the nearest stone I got? Bauxite. Nice. Nice. It's 1 tile nearer. That'll do. I'll put a floor over it, but I don't know how that got dug. I must have just done some random button smashing somehow. I was thinking about putting something. I was then pointing at the screen where I'm wiggling my cursor. I was thinking about putting something there, and I'm sure it was meat related. I can't think what it was. I have no idea now. I use a farmer's workshop. I think I only use a farmer's workshop when I've got pigs, because you can milk them and make cheese and spin thread and things. I don't think I've got any animals that need a farmer's workshop as such. Right, oh yeah, that needs doing. There's always something needs doing. I love Dwarf Fortress. I look at the clock and think, oh, it's 10 o'clock at night, I need to stop playing. Then I look at the clock and think, oh, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh, what happened? Right, so get on one of these tables, make dining room R, size the room, make meeting hall H, done. Right, I don't know if I can remove a dining hall, because I made this one over here. Well, I can push H to make it so it's not a meeting hall. Fine, that's fine, that'll do then. Oh, it's not a meeting room anymore. Right, we could build them an office, but I really can't be bothered, there's no need. They're happy with what they got, it's all they need. Like if we go to nobles, they're happy. If that's in white, where it says require, because that's in white, they don't actually require anything. I mean, we can come down and have a look. So if we'll go to the manager, it says needs meagre office, holdings meagre office. He's got what he needs. That'll be in orange if he's got an office, but it's not up to standard, and that'll be in red if that's completely missing the item that he feels he needs. Well, we've got 2 new workshops. That's waiting for crossbow making. We have to check that. And that's waiting for gem cutting and gem set. So we need to check to see if we have them 2 items, or them 2 dwarfs. We know we've got... Now we don't have a boa, so we could wait for a boa, or we could 57%. It's quite a good skill level, and he's the first one I wanted, so I'm going to take him as a boa, and a gem setter, and a gem cutter. I think he could really be my generalised, do everything when I need some random stuff done dwarf. Right, when we go back to the game, we can also go to orders. Shift and W is workshop. G for auto cut gems. L, we don't want to auto loom all our thread. We haven't built a loom yet, but when we do, we don't want that to happen. And W is auto collect cobwebs. I turn that off. Otherwise you break into a cavern and all your dwarfs run in there to collect the cobwebs. And all get murdered by monsters and things. Right, so let's build doors. I'd never build enough doors for security. You can either use them for locking dwarfs in or locking people out. And yeah, doors are good. Needs a door. Let's have some planning mode. Right, so that's all doored up. We've got a proper dining room, we've got a proper dormitory. Have we built any more beds? Apparently so, we've got 3 more. I could use planning mode, but let's just stick them down. Stick down the ones we've got. So that's 7 beds for 7 dwarfs, and they will not all be sleeping at the same time. So that's more than sufficient. That's still waiting. Mind you, we hadn't actually unpaused the game properly since I assigned them 2 dwarfs to work. How is our still? Have we got anything growing yet that we can brew? Not yet. We will do. Bow, 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 bow. No one's gathering plants. That's because we've got no idlers really, and plant gathering's not high on the priority list. Which is fine. We got enough food that we're not going to go hungry. If I was starving for food, I'd be worried about it. Right, build, trap, lever. Have we made any mechanisms yet? We must have done, because that isn't saying we ain't got any. I'm going to put that right in the middle of the floor there. So we haven't even built the bridge yet. When we build the bridge, we'll hook that up. Right, so what have we got? We've got a butcher and a tanner and a farm. Summer has come. Well, that's the first season gone. We've done 4 months. Turkeys have been put in the pen. The main hallway's being dug. A bridge will be constructed. A depot will be constructed. We've got bedrooms, dining rooms, stockpiles, workshops, office for the bookkeeper and a manager, and we will be digging out more stockpile and more workshop areas. So I think that's a lovely little initial setup for our new fort with a non-corrupt version of Dwarf Fortress. And I'll say again, it weren't Bay 12's fault, that was my fault for tampering. So while I just noticed our bower's finished, so while we tell our bower to make 4 wooden crossbows. Oh, and they're already cutting gems. So that's happy days. So I think this will do for the first episode of our new fort, and hopefully I'll look forward to seeing you in the next episode where we get a bit more involved and go looking for caverns and lava and things. So thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.